Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Gexo again, and welcome back to the Diamond Society, Season 2 for the last time. And I know, it sounds so sad, It is not, because every time we close one door, we will open another one. And what adventures will not follow, and what adventures will not wait for us. It's going to be amazing. But I thought, when this is the last episode for the season, why not close it off with a lovely Shaders tour, more or less, with my very shuddering, footage of what we built. So first of all, we are of course starting out in the cottage, and I still claim that this is a small one. People do not agree on that. But that seems to be how it is, and we got this wonderful view of the area we built. We will come over that later on. But in general, this was the cottage. It was kind of the first build I actually built on the server, trying to make, you can say, a home for myself. Say, where do I want to live? And based on this build that we built here, I got some plans. I got some ideas for next season that I want to try out. I got some inspiration, when we build and we try something out, something work out, and something is really good, and something could improve and change a little bit. And we will definitely do some of both, I think. Look out at that lovely view over there. Shaders actually do a lot, I would say. But I don't think I would like to play with them on an everyday basis. So, anyway, I must admit, one of the things I really want to try and make different for next build is I want to try and make it a more... how do you express it? It's more like, instead of having this huge area that we want to terraform and change over and do make our own, what I instead want to try and do is make it more like we take a little bit of a smaller area, but we do it more thoroughly and more immersive in the detail level, to really make it pop. So whenever you enter it, I think I will try and go underground. I'm not sure yet. Again, it's not started the season. I'm not sure what inspiration strikes me when we get there. That's kind of the problem. But the idea, I think we have built a lot above ground in this season. We have done a lot of building up here. We have done a lot of detail up here, and I think it's been challenging. It's been fun. I really think we develop our skills in the, you can say, overworld. What do you call it? Landscaping art. The art of landscaping. Not that we are master. There are definitely people out there that's better than us. But sorry about that. But in general, I think we actually managed to really make something good out of this area. And at the moment, you will soon see it whenever we pop out of the area down here. Just taking a look around the storage system. That's actually one of the things I would like to change as well. I want to try and make that what everybody's talking about, and not many doing it. But you take and put your storage system in two places, or in many places. Instead of having just this one place you go to, you have many places that you go to, trying to actually make you see the build that you're making. I think that could be nice. So that's kind of one of the things I would like to improve for the next season. We are now out of the bag, and this is kind of where we built our dogland, our little dogs, and we try to make this area the overgrown part, where I can say we don't want to go out here, we want to follow the path, we want to get home and get into safety really fast, because this is a kind of dangerous lands out here. So we run through the gates into the garden area, and we just take a quick look, and you can see it's overgrown. There's a lot of trees. We can't actually protect ourselves from the mobs out there. That was kind of the idea with that. And the garden area was trying to make a little bit of not that modern garden, a bit more organic one. And trying to add some modern, like very straight fruit orchard, making a little swing and such. And then the more modern part is coming over here, which are one of the newest addition to the base, actually. Our swimming pool and our pavilion. Yeah, you know what it is. I can't remember the English terms. When you're not an English speaker in general, sometimes you lose the words. That's what happens. But in general, this outer area that we built here for this season, it took some time to get going on it, and we didn't went completely through with the basic idea that we had. Sadly, we basically didn't have the time. And this is one reason why I in the next season want to try to go a little bit smaller, but a little bit more immersive as well, trying to balance it a bit better, I think, because even though this area is looking wonderful and the pathways and the trees and everything, even though it's a wonderful thing, I really think that maybe if we, maybe if we did that little change, we might actually be able to complete this whole area, because one of the basic idea I had for this area, you can see we did half of it. The front size here, or the front size, not the front size, that's a weird word to use. What do you call it? The shoreline. I think the shoreline is actually more or less the right word down here. The first little area where all the waves are crashing in from the sea. This area will be more or less overflown, as you can see, more or less all the time. And I think we really managed to get that feeling up and going. We really managed to get the feeling of this area being flooded, being a little bit swampy. And I think that's good. And that's kind of the idea I wanted to... This immersive level of detail I wanted to go through in the whole area. But we didn't manage again, time-wise. And we had to cut some corners short. And I really don't like it. However, this is kind of one of the new things that you haven't seen before, because this is actually a build I did in between episodes. This is kind of the mini village and the stables out here at the front with the hay bales and everything that I did in between episodes to kind of make this area come alive, because I wanted to make it a big forest area in general that we will take a look on in a little bit. But that... Sometimes you just need to bite the bullet and say, okay, this was too much. We can't do that. So that's actually quite a good challenge to get through, because that makes you come up with, okay, if I can't do what I wanted to do, what can I then do to make this look great when we got this open space and to work with, instead of having just a smaller space to work with, for example. So I really think that even though we didn't manage to get the whole forest area as we wanted it to look like, I really think that we managed to make this area look pretty good as well. And we actually made some little funny things with the villager breeder popping out villagers to the area. So that's kind of cool, I'll say. But the whole, you can say, area, what I wanted to do with the forest in general, that was around about in here. This was the kind of general idea I had for the whole forest. Big custom trees, big custom landscaping, everything making this looking overgrown. You can say closer to all of the roots and all of the trunks. There's a lot of puzzle because there's a lot of leaves falling down in there. There's not much of a sunlight coming and not much water either. So I really think that made that area really nice. And I think we managed to make this bandit camp like a integrated part of the forest. Like this is where the bandit go before they raid this whole area. So I think if we have been able to expand this over to the whole area, I really think that could have been something for itself. So that's kind of that's one of the definitely the next thing we're going to work on next season, is to try and make something a little bit smaller but even more immersive than at the moment. Now, inside Red Star City, one of the only project that we actually made in there was our library of Red Star. And to be fair honest, I really think that I'm proud of this build. I must admit, I'm so proud of this build. I think it's amazingly detailed. I think it's immersive in the detail. I really think it's a huge build without actually being that huge again. And just the sheer amount of diamond blocks in the build. 200 pieces. That's right, 200 diamond blocks in that build. And again, look at that little doggy. Look at that little dog. You got the hangings here up to the right and left. You got the snout in the middle and the two eyes a little bit of above it. Just look at that little lovely dog. But this build, I must admit, this is kind of my general build style. not in the material or the special decoration wise, but the level of detailing. That's kind of what I want to go for at the next season. I want to make things that is this detailed all the way around. And that of course makes some pretty big restraints on what we actually can do, because on a sheer time basis, but also material wise, and you can say in the general area, how much space will we need, how much time will we have to be able to dig before we got the right sized hole to build in. All of that's the more immersive detail level that we want in a bigger build. You can just more or less expansionally add on time. And to be fair honest, even though most of us like Minecraft and think it's wonderful to play, and it got a lot of creativity in it, a lot of cool friends you meet, a lot of nice people, and seeing all of the crazy things that people can do in Minecraft, still I don't think the grindy part is kind of the most funny one. And to be fair honest, I don't think many people do. So I want to try to cut down on the grindy part and boost up on the more detailed part. I'm not sure that is actually possible to kind of make that combi work, but oh well, we can try. We can definitely try. So you can say in the library in general, I try to really make this area come alive. I really wanted to make this area feel like a library. That's one of the reasons we got that stupid amount of bookshelves in here. Thank you for Hodak and his villager trading. Oh, but in general, I really think we managed to make something completely unique in this build. Just in the detail level, the layers of detailing in general, and this general feeling that this build kind of gives away when you are in it or just around it. I really think it adds to Red Star. I really think it works for the steampunk design with most of the wood and the stone, you can say the gray and the wood color, brownish. That's kind of brownish, most of it. So I really think that we managed to really hit the spot with this one. I really think this is kind of the amazing build. Really, really amazing build. There's a lot of amazing builds on the server, and I don't want to pat my shoulder too much, but I must admit, I really think this is definitely a masterpiece. Like many of the other builds on the server, these people are crazy in general. So yeah, that's kind of this is one of the builds I'm most proud of. It's actually the build I'm most proud of on this season that I've built. I really think we pushed ourselves to the limits here. I really think we broke the limits and set new boundaries for ourselves and what we actually can do in Minecraft with our own creativity mind, and how we can make things work out of. Actually, I think it's amazing. So we want to do more of this detail level, but probably on a little bit of a smaller scale going forward. To be honest with you, ooh, it's a tough one, I must admit. One of the other builds that we actually built here on the server was one of the first as well, I think, community-wise, was our factory in Factorium. Which again, I tried to test out, building with diamond blocks in general. What was that for a crazy thing to do? What are these people doing? They're crazy. Diamond blocks in the builds. No way, they look utterly crazy. But I actually think that this little factory thing really worked out nicely. In general. And just on a side note, using shaders when it rains make incredibly wonderful landscape, or just the environmental feel that you get around there. You can really feel the wind rusting or what do you call it? Very windy? Nah, that doesn't seem right. But yeah, you can really feel that there's a lot of wind, there's a lot of water, it's soaked you got a lot of small water holes everywhere. Whatever, small water holes. So I really think that makes amazingly detailed. And if you could imagine this whole forest being like this, Oh, that would have been amazing, I must admit. But I really, even though it wasn't that great, I really think we managed to pull something off here. I really think that's awesome. However, I think it's a little bit cold down here at the sea level. Maybe we should try and visit something a little bit hotter. I think that's a good idea. Because what you see is we were a little bit crazy. Tango Tech and Nilpulse built a Wither Skeleton farm on the Hermitcraft server, and they didn't make any tutorials on it or anything. So what I did, for some apparent reason I cannot answer to, or for any reason say why I did it, but I wanted to replicate that. So I did. And I need to figure out some redstone myself, and trying to watch their video, pause them, going back and forth, can I actually figure out what they're doing, all of that stuff. But we actually made this thing work, and you saw the big hole at the beginning. That's a Hordak. That lizard is crazy, man. He dug away 1 million netherrack. That's just bonkers. That's just bonkers. Anyway, I wanted to build a Wither Skeleton farm. That's kind of one of the really big farms. I started halfway through the season, which means that lots of farms actually have been done. But I really think adding this to the server really made a big help to the community. I'm happy we built it, and it was a challenge. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm happy for the noob juice. Oh, anyway, yeah, that was out. Let's get back out here, and you know what? We need to finish off something. We are not done this area. As you probably heard before, there's something in the air out here. There's something in the trees, in the ground, in the water. I'm not sure what it is. It's not nice. I don't like it. It's kind of crawling into my head, like it's invading me. It really feels it's coming closer. No. Ah! Oh, as you saw in that lovely little time lapse that we had over this beautiful server and all the work we've done for this entire season, you also saw this area, and this is new. I knew that this was new. No, that's a bad joke. Sorry. Oh yeah. As you can see, we actually. Hello there. Hello, you are not welcome. We got villagers down here. And I realized my sound is off, apparently. But yeah, there we go. Click. Wonderful. But yeah, we built this in between episodes, mainly due to, time constraints, as you know. But I really think that this area came out nicely. It really makes this area make sense in general. And this village builder we got in there, they are kind of putting out the babies in here, which means that this area will always seem like it's full of life due to all the villagers running around, and they will die now and then due to zombies, and suddenly new one will pop up. So I think that adds in a really nice detail to this area. I really think that helps make this area come a little bit more alive than had been all until this point. We built a lot of lovely builds, we built a lot of lovely trees, but it doesn't really make life to the area, if we can say that. So having these villagers just running around doing whatever a villager actually do, and come on people, don't tell Cortis, please, right? So yeah, I think this area turned out nice. I think we managed to get some really nice things done for this season, and I'm really pumped for season 3. I got some pretty good plans, I would say. I'm not actually sure what to do base-wise, so yeah, we'll have to take a look at that. But in general, I got some pretty good plans for the area. So we got one last thing to do, because you know, running around this area in general, building up this city, a little. You can see a rural community out here doing all the field area and all of that. It's taking its toll on me. I'm not sure what it is, but this area, it got this weird feeling around it. I don't like it. It's kind of like something in the air. Something it's crawling in the skin. I don't like it. And I definitely do not like that it, for some reason, is, yeah, telling me to rip down the lovely Abalone Curly built and his plane and all of that. Why is that a problem? We got a big lighthouse, we got a house there, we got our house up there. So I don't see the problem, but yeah, and in general, I must admit this area, it's coming a little bit creepy at the moment. So I definitely want to get out. I can't take it anymore. It's too much for me. Being in this area this much, it's it's yeah. I don't like this anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. Leave the zombies alone. Leave the villagers alone. Leave the place alone. I'm out of here. I need to get some fresh air. I need to get away. I need to I need to see other people than just trees. Curly, I need your help. Where are you, Curly? Where are you? Oh, there you are.
Oh, really?
Oh my goodness, that forest. I'm not sure what it is with it, but it don't like your plane and it don't like your balloon up there. It's kind of weird. It's kind of want me to destroy everything. I don't. And to be honest, I wouldn't say that would be nice to you. I like it. It's a cute balloon, and it's a very nice plane.
It is. So, what do you think you can do about it?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just some weird feeling I get. You know, some kind of creepy, suspicious or something crawling under your skin. Something like that. It's not pleasant. I don't like it. So it's kind of like, I want to get out of there. I'm like, hey, you got a plane. That's probably a bit drastic, but...
Well, I'll tell you what. Now you're here. Could you give me a hand with something?
Oh, sure. What is?
Well, just follow me.
Right.